SGC here, and we are back for a final impression for Mindhunter Season 2. Yes, I know. Or I know it, but you probably don't. I didn't do a first impression. I didn't want to wait. This setup takes a lot more time, and it's not fun. So I just flew through the second season. So yeah, we don't have Kemper this time. And we don't really spend too much time with Holden. Holden is much more of a pain because now he's so instinctual and all that stuff. So I really dug after the fact. Actually, I was sort of sad that there was no key villain Kemper, but I guess it's much better in this sense just to see what they're doing with in terms of writing. I think we have Bill's storyline being fleshed out, his relationship with his wife and his son. That was some pretty messed upness. And we got the doc and her life and just the stuff that she has to deal with. And now we got the new guy in charge who's like behind them and behind the team and this whole thing. We got Greg. Greg is just thrown to the sidelines. Though I do wish they did more with the whole panic attacks with Holden, because in the first 2 episodes I think they really dwelled on that, but it seems like afterwards they don't really deal too much with him and his panic stuff. This Atlanta child murders is pretty intense material, and it's crazy the fact that, you know, it's not even solved today, which is nuts. And it's just like the reality of some of these cases. No, not some, I don't know how many cases, but like them going unsolved and all that. And it really juxtaposed well with the first season, whereas the first season it's just a lot of interviewing and just a lot of like getting into the minds of the killers. This time around it's like an active sort of case and they're just like crunched for time. So I really dug that juxtapose and definitely cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. I think Holden, the guy that plays Holden, said like Fincher is totally down for season 3 and actually wants 5 seasons, so that's great stuff. But granted, I know this series bugs people, and I would say that, yeah, it does bug me in a sense when you actually like think about it. There's a lot of exposition, and I think sometimes it gets overbearing, and it's just like, oh my goodness, you're just explaining a lot of things. And I think the latter half of the season, that sort of fell through as they got more urgent, but the first half was just a lot more exposition of just let me explain to this. Explain, and it was just such a bore, and not, yeah, I felt like, did I like this? Season 1 didn't feel like this. Maybe it was just the performance itself, because it was very superficial. I mean, but granted, I feel this season was much more character driven in terms of just having their arcs, and you really show how they changed, how Bill changed, how did Holden change. I mean, Holden's changes lack in terms of actual screen time. Bill gets much more screen time this time around, and Holden's sort of like change of him being a panic attack, relying on Bill, and then sort of like, no, I gotta do this myself, and then being like a total a-hole in terms of just follow my instincts, guys. So that was really annoying. But overall, enjoyed the season for what it is. I really hope, yeah, it's just I don't know what to say about the real life stuff, because it's just like, there was like a person who wrote an article, I forgot on what site, they were saying like they were actually connected to Son of Sam, like they were there when it happened or something. So that's pretty intense. Yeah, so overall, David Fincher, great directing as always, but granted, exposition was pretty heavy in the first half of the season. But yeah, as things went rolling, it was just like, oh man, where is this gonna go? How is this gonna conclude? And I'm glad that I didn't know the actual reality of those murders, so I guess it gave me more of a twist, like, oh, did not see that. But I guess that's sort of like what you get for, say, like a lot of Scandinavian crime fiction. They end open-ended and maybe killers escape, and that's like very jarring in terms of American like clean, tied off of a bow type of narrative. So I appreciate that. So I definitely hope season 3 comes sooner than later. And yeah, props all around. Great. Anyway, that's it. Keep watching, keep liking, and subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. And that's it for this final impression of Mindhunter Season 2. Out.